Oh, things were starting to tighten up in Monster Energy Supercross. Marvin Musquin, 2 wins in a row. Yes, he did not get the full treatment of points last week in Seattle, but with the way he had been riding, the win streak, Cooper Webb not being quite as sharp the last couple of weeks, he was down 14 points. That was certainly a gap that he could make up. But then we found the X Factor as Monster Energy Supercross headed into Houston and the Triple Crown. The X Factor that Cooper Webb still has deep down inside. We had not seen it all year, but now that we have, it's dangerous for anyone else that thinks they're going to take this championship from him. Now, shout out to Racetech. These gold valves inside this box, we're going to give away a box to you. So check out the email link in the video description. Gold valves, you know by now, suspension is plusher, better bottoming resistance, more traction, and made and engineered right here in the USA. Big thanks to Racetech. Yes, Cooper Webb. What is that X Factor? Remember the old Cooper Webb, the salty one, the one who rode better when angry? The Red Bull KTM team and everyone around him had worked really hard to exercise a lot of that from him. They also did a lot of exercise. They got him in shape. But on the mental side, Cooper told me earlier in the year that maybe the team was a little surprised to see he's kind of the rare rider that actually can ride better when he's angry, which I believe he is, but I don't believe they know that, because we have not seen Cooper angry in any way, shape, or form this year. All that old moxie, all that old saltiness, it was gone. But it came back instantly in the first of the Triple Crown main events at Houston. Now, Marvin Musquin made a pass on him early in the race. He dove to the inside. I don't think it was dirty by any means. He was just trying to make a quick move early in a very short race where there's a lot of intensity, but that was all it took. All it took. I believe Webb took 4 or even 5 shots at Marvin to try to knock him down or take him off the track until he finally did just that. And then he rode at that point better than he did at any of the races over the last couple of weeks. Goes on to win the first main. And what happens to Marvin? A whole bunch of mistakes in that one, a whole bunch of mistakes in the second one. Marvin returns to the fast but makes too many errors, Marvin, that he had been before his recent 2-race win streak. Cooper Webb showed that if you mess with the Red Bull, you're going to get the horns. He is just as aggressive and just as motivated by being angry this year as he has been in previous years. He just hasn't shown it yet. But when the championship points were beginning to tighten, the season coming down to the wire, as soon as Marvin came in strong, Webb said, gloves are off. And here's the problem. That's the way Webb likes it. If you get involved with any of that, you're playing his game, you're probably going to lose. The only other rider I feel at that level that's fine with racing that way, probably Jason Anderson. He's not here. He's a non-factor. Justin Barcia's probably pretty good at that too, but he's had a rough season. I don't think if you're Tomac or you're Roczen or Musquin, you don't like racing the way that Webb actually enjoys. He even said he had fun. So that's, again, scary news if someone's trying to be aggressive and try to make up points on him late in this season. So with 2 great races early in the night of the Triple Crown and a so-so one in the third one, Webb takes the overall. That's his second Triple Crown win of the year. He gets the trophy as being the overall Triple Crown best rider of the season. He doesn't care about that. He's focused on the championship. He's not only 1 round closer to Vegas, but because Musquin, who did rally to win the third race, only finished second overall, Cooper's points lead is now 17. Just think about it. Before the penalty last weekend, his lead was going to be 7. It is now 17. This is the problem for Musquin. He has 0 margin of error. He cannot afford to lose any points at any time this late in the season to Webb. The mere 3 points he lost this weekend by finishing second is going to loom large. And again, the difference between the two of them, it wasn't who's faster. It's really hard to decide. I think actually week to week, Marvin might actually be quicker. But again, Cooper is executing better. And now we've seen that if push comes to shove, Cooper's going to win that type of action anytime. Ken Roczen, what have you done? What have you done to anger the moto gods? Some sort of karma. I don't understand. Ken seems like a nice guy. He doesn't deserve this. Every time things are finally going his way and this long awaited victory after injury is about to come, it gets ripped away in heartbreaking fashion. He wins the first of the Triple Crown main events, so that counts for something. That's a win of some sort. But clearly the goal for Ken is to win the nights overall and officially go back in the record books as a main event winner. And one guy goes down early in the second race, and it's Ken. And his ankle's twisted. He doesn't even finish that race. He does gamely limp back, literally, to race the third one. So it's good to see that he's relatively uninjured and will probably be back next week to try to win again, but it is unbelievable. I keep thinking we've seen every possible way Roczen could almost win one of these races and not, and then he finds another way. I don't know what he has done in a previous life to deserve this. Just give the guy at least one win. Come on. So as Roczen loses more ground in the standings, his maybe slim championship hopes have gotten slimmer. Same thing for Eli Tomac. I have no reasons. I have no answers. I don't understand. He just rode terribly early in the night. By his standards, I mean, he's still a great rider even on his bad nights. He's still beating the majority of the field, but Musquin got him, made a mistake, and then came back and got him again. I mean, when was the last time you've seen Marvin Musquin just run him down once in a race? Twice? Now this is he's just like a guy in the way? I don't understand. Eli looked super pissed in his TV interview at the end of the night. He did rebound well and outrode Webb in the final race, but you know, it reminds me of when Damon Bradshaw had problems at the end of the 1992 season, and he didn't end up winning the Supercross title because he had a bad race. And the famous TV announcer Dave Despain said, of all the scenarios, win or crash, that everyone thought you'd see from Bradshaw, I don't think anyone thought the problem would be that he would just end up being mediocre. That's Tomac's season. We've seen the crazy speed, but then the mistake or the problem. This year, he's actually been really consistent. He just has had nights where he's just a mere mortal instead of super guy. It's so puzzling. So it puts the championship focus completely back on Cooper Webb, and maybe he only has his teammate to deal with, and he showed in Houston how he'll deal with him if he has to deal with him again. Championship's a lot tighter in the 250 class. Wow. Adam Cincerillo wins the first race easy. I thought for sure, we talked about exercising those demons. I thought we were done seeing the crazy stuff that used to happen to AC. Nope, it's back. He goes down early in the second race. He crashes on the landing of an over-under, which is very dangerous. His bike got clipped. He's very lucky to have not gotten hit on a blind landing. And then more problems throughout the night. This was back to the early season AC, or the previous season's AC. And taking advantage, it's the old adage in racing, man. Once you get the first one, the rest come easy. Dylan Ferrandis, it seemed like every night that he rode awesome, he couldn't get the race win. He finally got one last week. AC crashed it away. No problems taking a win this time around. Ferrandis is bad fast. It's going to be tough for AC to beat him even straight up, and that's pretty much what we're down to now. The points gap between them is very small, and everyone else in West is out of it as far as title contention is concerned. If you watch practice every week, it's pretty much Ferrandis versus AC, topping each other every single lap. You get these guys in a one-on-one duel, it's going to be phenomenal. But they will have 1 week break to talk about it because the next race is in Nashville. First Supercross ever there. It will be an East round. Austin Forkner trying to keep his role going there. Everyone trying to derail Cooper Webb there. That could get dangerous. See you then.